Hi guys! Today I'm thinking about living on a pension in Spain. As we all know, Spain is very popular with UK retirees, having some 120,000, which accounts for around 11% of the UK expat retiree population. Second being Australia with 10%, which is around 110,000. And third being France with 7%, which is around 80,000. There appears to have been a peak in the number of UK expat retirees in Spain in 2016 with 121,000, which is when the Brexit vote took place. Spain has a progressive tax system, so UK pension income, either from a workplace pension or a state pension, is taxed at progressive rates. Also, the tax is subject to slight variations in different regions of the country. Of course, it is a little ironic to have tax in your country of relocation when there is no tax on the pension in the UK itself, below the personal allowance. But many will not mind the tax for a perceived increase in quality of life and a reduced cost of living to compensate. The following table shows the cities of Spain and how much money would be left over from a UK pension income run at the state pension income level, which is very similar to the personal allowance, so would attract no UK tax. As long as HMRC are informed of your new country of residence. Because the state pension amount of 12,547.60 is very similar to the tax-free personal allowance of £12,570 per year, the table could also be used as a reference for both a workplace pension and a state pension. The table also shows how the tax on the income varies in the different regions of Spain. The amount of money left over in the different regions may surprise you. So, just on the spreadsheet here, the first column is the city in Spain, the second column is the region in Spain, and then we have the pension amount per year, which is £12,547.60. And then we have the pension amount per month, which is 1045.63. And then we have the cost of living per month for a single person in the city. And then we have the amount remaining after the cost of living is deducted from our 1045.63. And then we have the amount of tax required in the region. And the last column shows the amount remaining after the cost of living and the amount of tax is deducted from our 1045.63 per month. So the first city on the list is Jerez de la Frontera, which is the cheapest city in Spain, which is in the region of Andalusia. So the cost of living here is £7.45 in pound per month. So after deducting the cost of living, we are left with £299, and the tax required in this region is £111 per month. So after deducting the cost of living and the tax, we are left with £188.71 per month. So the cities highlighted in green are the cities that would leave us with a positive balance at the end of the month after deducting the cost of living and tax. So the cities are Jerez de la Frontera, Villa Garcia de Arusa, Avilés, Logroño, Orense, Vic, Gandia, Mazaron, Badajoz, Salamanca, Cartagena, Pontevedra, Manresa, Castellón de la Plana, Guadalajara, Carreras, and Santiago de Compostela. So in Santiago de Compostela, we would be left with £9.75 at the end of the month. So in Ceuta, in Africa, which is a Spanish colony, the tax required here is £55 per month, which is the lowest of any region in Spain. So we are left with a negative balance of 0.97 at the end of the month. And in Villarreal, which is in the Valencian community, we are left with minus 5.95. And in Murcia, which is in the region of Murcia, we are left with minus 48.83 at the end of the month. And in Almeria, which is in Andalusia, it's negative 60.67 per month. And in Seville, which is in Andalusia, we are left with a negative balance of 103.59 at the end of the month. And in La Palmas, in the Canary Islands, it's negative 207.97. And in Eibar, which is in the Basque Country, it's negative 260.53. And the tax required is 134 in pound per month, which is the highest of any region in Spain. And in Santa Cruz de Tenerife, which is in the Canary Islands, we are left with a negative balance of minus 292.33. And in Malaga, which is in Andalusia, it's a negative balance of 343.35. And in Tenerife, in the Canary Islands, negative 381.13. And in Marbella, in Andalusia, it's negative 497.27. And in Barcelona, in Catalonia, the tax is 117 per month, and it's a negative of 637.21. And in Badalona, in Catalonia, it's the lowest on this list, with a negative balance of 666.07. So the outcome is that there are 17 cities where the pension income would cover the cost of living in the city and also the tax required in the region. The lowest amount remaining is in Santiago de Compostela, with £9.75 remaining per month, and the highest amount remaining is in the cheapest city in Spain, which is Jerez de la Frontera, where the amount remaining would be £188.71 per month. The lowest amount of tax per month would be in the region of Ceuta, which is a Spanish region on the North African coast, which would have £55 per month in tax, and the highest amount of tax would be in the Basque Country region, with £134 per month in tax. The city where you would have the least amount remaining is Badalona in Catalonia, where the cost of living and tax would actually result in £666.07 of a deficit per month. So there is a very large variation throughout the country. So the conclusion is that if you are looking to retire to a city in Spain on a pension, with an income run at a level to avoid UK tax, There are 17 cities where this could be achieved. And of course, if you are looking to purchase a property, this could push the cost of living down even further in your city of relocation. Okay guys, that was living on a pension in Spain. I'll see you on the next one.